When Jesus came into the region of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, saying, "Who do men say that I, the Son of Man, am?" So some said John the Baptist, some said Elijah, others Jeremiah or one of the prophets. And he said to them, "But who do you say that I am?" Now watch. Simon Peter answered and said, he didn't say Jesus. He said, "You are Christ, the Son of the living God." Y'all don't hear me right now. All of a sudden, in a moment, Peter's eyes were opened beyond the flesh. All of a sudden, in a moment, heaven opened for Peter. Peter had an invitation of the revelation from the Father that nobody else had ever had. Watch this. It says, Jesus answered and said to him, "Blessed are you, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh did not reveal this to you." You could not have seen this in your flesh. Watch. "But my Father who is in heaven." Now let me stop right there. In that moment, heaven was opened over Peter, and hell began to tremble. Because for the first time in 4,000 years, the sons of God were about to come into the reality of who they were. For the first time in 4,000 years, heaven could pull back the curtain and show itself to the sons of men. Heaven opens over Peter. Grace opened over Peter and said, "Come here and look. Let me show you a world you've never known. Let me show you a world you've only dreamed of. Let me show you, you have entrance into a world you didn't even have an idea really existed." It's like in that moment, Peter just didn't come alive to the man who was standing before him. He came alive to himself. For the first time, Peter, in all the years that he existed at this moment, took a heartbeat that was from God himself, showing him the reality of why he was born. "Peter, I'm showing you something. I'm inviting you into something. I'm inviting you into something." I'm inviting you into a reality. It's a greater reality than what you can even see and touch. I'm inviting you into the possibility of why you were born. I'm inviting you into the possibility of why you draw breath. And heaven opened to him, and he saw a glimpse into glory. He saw a glimpse into the mansions of the Father. Are you hearing me? Flesh and blood has not revealed this to you, but my Father who is in heaven. The curtain has been pulled back on the kingdom. Your identity is about to come alive. Your burden is about to be laid before you. Your opportunity to follow into glory is about to be laid out in front of you. A red carpet from glory is about to be rolled out to the King. It's about to be awakened on the inside of you. And that's what heaven opened before Peter in that moment. But watch. The Bible says that Jesus then looked at him and said, "And also I say to you, Peter, on this rock." Now, it's twofold because he's talking both in the spiritual and the natural. I've taught you this before. He says, on this rock, on this revelation of Christ, I will build my church. On this revelation of truth, I will build my church. On this doorway into the heavenlies, I will build my church. But also, when you receive that, upon you, I will build my church. And upon those like you, I will build my church. I'm laying an assignment and a burden at your feet for the reality that kingdom of heaven, it will not remain here, but it will now descend into the depths of the earth and lay itself upon the sons of men. Watch. He gives him an entrance into the magnificence of the Father. Watch. He invites him into the reality of his real identity. And then he pronounces his authority over darkness. And the gates of hell shall not prevail. Oh, no. Jesus is telling him, hell cannot stand in your way. I need y'all to hear me. Hell cannot. Hell has no authority to stand in your way. I'm prophesying right now to those in Rejuvenate, to rejuvenate itself. There is nothing that hell has the permission to stand in our way. What we've been sent to do in our individual lives, what we've been sent to do in a city, in a region, in the nations, hell does not have the permission nor the authority to stand in our way. So what does? So what does? The gates of hell shall not prevail against it. He opens up and shows the revelation of heaven, the kingdom of heaven, the Spirit of the Father speaks identity into him. You are Peter. Upon this rock, there's something in you. Upon your shoulders, hell can't even compete with. And I'm giving you access to an authority that hell cannot stand in your way. Watch this. And I will give you the keys of the kingdom. I will give you the keys of the kingdom. Y'all, we don't understand this. Let me just be honest with you. I am having to come into a deeper believing. I've known a lot. Into a deeper believing in my spirit about this. And if I'm honest with you, that kind of believing only comes through pressure. Pressure. He says, I give you the keys to the kingdom of heaven. Jesus, I just told you this a minute ago. Jesus said, I go to prepare a place for you. In my Father's house are many mansions. What house you ever been able to get into without a key? Tell me, what house you ever been able to get into without a key? Jesus said, I go to prepare many doorways. That where I am, you can be also. And we think that's in the here, by, and by. The Father says, every door you see him accessing, here's the keys. Here's the keys. Just as you see him walking through them, You don't have to ask. Here's the keys.